Step two is going to be the tokenization of every financial asset. And to me, this is where we believe it's going. So we're looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at ETFs in the same manner. These are technological changes that can allow us to move forward.
G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, I'm Al.
Today we're going to talk about tokenization, mate.
Yeah.
This actually stemmed from a video that one of our watchers sent me, and I had a look at it and did some research, and it is taking hold.
Yes, it doesn't sound very good for us.
Well, no, potentially not. But like any new tech, mate, there's concerns. So what I thought we'd do today is have a quick look at Sarah Colucci explains what tokenism is better than I did.
Yep.
And then goes into
Pros and cons.
pros and cons.
Right.
So should we have a quick look at it?
Sure.
Okay. Here's Sarah Colucci.
Everyone's talking about the future like it's going to save us. But the truth? The future they're building isn't just about efficiency or opportunity. It's about control. And I'm going to break down tokenization, the slow death of cash, and the rigged Canadian housing market, and how all of it ties into something that looks a lot less like liberation and a lot more like a financial cave. And just to get started, these are just my own opinions. Now, tokenization sounds completely harmless. You take a real-world asset like a downtown condo and you break it into digital tokens and sell those tokens on a blockchain. Now, each token represents fractional ownership. Deloitte calls it bite-sized digital representation, and the World Economic Forum says it could unlock trillions in new investments. The pitch? Everyone gets access, barriers vanish, ownership is democratized. But here's the part that they don't dwell on. Tokenization means that your ownership is on a ledger that someone else ultimately controls. Every transaction, every stake, every movement of value is traceable. That transparency might sound good until you realize that it's not you holding the keys. It's the platform, the regulator, the governing authority. Want to sell your token at 3 a.m.? Sure. Unless some compliance algorithm flags you. Want to transfer ownership privately? Forget it. By design, there's no such thing as private ownership or a private transaction anymore. Now, and the more assets go digital, the more irrelevant cash becomes. And they'll tell you cash is outdated, it's inefficient, it's easy to lose. But what they don't tell you is that cash is anonymous. It's one of the last financial tools you can use without feeding data into the system. Once cash is gone, you're not just transacting, you're reporting automatically in real time, every time. Now, tokenized real estate, tokenized everything. It's frictionless, yes, but it's also permission-based finance. Now, Canada's housing market is the perfect petri dish for this. Between 2002 and 2022, some cities shot up by over 300%. Toronto up 337%. Real estate now accounts for over 20% GDP. Mortgage debt from under $500 billion in 2000 to over $2 trillion in 2023. And supply is strangled. CMHC says we need 3.5 million new homes by 2030 to restore affordability, but we're only building about 56% of that pace. This isn't an accident. In my opinion, it's deliberate scarcity machine. Low rates basically pumped the market, the high rates crushed buyers, and a foreign buyers ban, which solved nothing, got rolled out for political optics while the core supply problem was ignored. Now, defaults are already rising. Ontario saw a 24% jump in mortgage delinquencies in early 2025. Toronto prices have dropped 20% since the peak, about $150,000 per home. But higher borrowing costs and stagnant wages basically mean that housing is not accessible. It's no more accessible. And in a market like this, tokenization doesn't fix scarcity. It just changes who gets to play. And instead of a handful of developers and domestic buyers controlling the supply, you get globalized ownership, investors snapping up, fractions of your city's real estate from halfway around the world 24/7. Now, the control piece, it's built in. Every fraction you own lives on a digital network that can be monitored, taxed, frozen, or even reassigned if the rules change. Now, imagine you own $50 worth of a condo through a tokenized platform. The platform updates its compliance standards, and suddenly you need to verify more personal data, maybe even link a government-issued digital ID to keep trading. That's not a bug, that's going to be the model. Now, once cash is basically phased out, your financial life is in a glass box. Every buy, sell, trade recorded, analyzed, and if necessary, restricted. Want to move wealth quietly? Well, that is not an option. Want to opt out? Too bad. The infrastructure will be everywhere. It's the financial version of you'll own nothing and be happy, except here you might own something, but you never really truly control it. Now, they'll say that this is progress. They'll tell you it's inclusion, liquidity, efficiency, but look closely. The more digital the system gets, the more they can see you, track you, and decide what's allowed. Smart cities, tokenized real estate, programmable currencies. It's not just a market evolution, it's a migration into a controlled economy where privacy is optional for them. So the real question isn't whether you want in on tokenized real estate. The question is, when every financial transaction is traceable, reversible, and subject to approval, do you still feel like you own anything at all?
All right, so that was Sarah explaining the pros and cons of tokenization. And it's a bit scary, mate, because at the end of the day, people know everything about you.
Every single thing.
Yeah.
I guess does it bring us back to the old you'll own nothing and be happy?
Guess who's supporting tokenization, mate?
WEF.
WEF. Yep.
Well, that makes me very scared.
Because everybody gets a piece of the pie. And they know.
But none. You're getting a piece, but you're not really.
It grew 100% this year. It's now billions of dollars a year industry, and it's expected to grow by 30 times over the next 5 years.
Right.
I found this stat really interesting. 80% of high net worth investors are already investing in this.
Right.
Which tells you, if the rich are doing it.
They know something.
Of those 80% of high net worth investors, these transactions are already making up 8% of their total portfolios.
Oh.
So we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's a couple of, I looked up where you can buy tokens in Australia, and there's 4 or 5 financial advisors already offering this. What happens if those companies fall over?
Yeah.
The platforms are decentralized and fairly unregulated, to be fair. The law surrounding this is not really well written.
Yeah.
It's new. It's like everything else, mate. It's got to be a risk.
It's kind of vague.
I heard someone explain today, what if the token becomes worthless? What if you buy a token off the plan and the builder finish the project?
Right, yeah.
What if the provider falls over? It can be seen as decentralized and as a legal and regulatory nightmare, mate. But it all comes back to, even if it all gets up and running and it's all smooth, it's a loss of your privacy.
Yeah.
And it's another way of doing away with cash.
And it's another way that they can control us.
Yes.
It brings to mind the truckers.
Canadian
what happened
truckers.
in Canada.
Yep.
Where they stopped the money, switched
your
off.
bank off.
Luckily, the people got wise to it and all started to take the money out of the bank.
Yeah.
And then they went, whoa.
Exactly right. This just feels like another way you can be controlled. And we might be just two stupid old blokes not wanting to embrace technology or the future. But at the end of the day, you need some cash, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
It can't all be done.
No.
I don't want to buy 2% of that house and 3% of that house. And like you said, I'll go and play on the stock market, or I'll buy a share in a racehorse if I really want to
I
speculate.
want to do something like that, yeah.
It's not going to be this. So let's see how this unfolds. It's going to be super popular.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's the next crypto.
Yeah.
Real estate is one of the biggest markets in the world, and it does allow people who never thought they could get into the market to maybe get in. And people will now try and jump in because they don't want to miss the boat.
And the thing is, you're not getting any money from the banks these days. In fact, they're charging you to like, really, when we give them money to look after, they're taking that money and they're investing it somewhere until we need it.
Yeah.
Well, until they're ready to give us it back.
Yeah.
If we so want it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the banks are still trying to control. I mean, the classic is a few years ago, and we've told this story a lot, when we paid our mortgage out and I requested a copy of the title, and I was put off and I was put off and I was put off. And eventually the Commonwealth Bank said to us, we don't hand titles. It's a digital copy that we keep for our records. You can't have it. Hang on.
If it's digital.
It's my house.
Yeah.
Give me my deed back. Give me my title back.
Yep.
No, not having it.
That's bullshit, that.
So I don't have it.
That doesn't even that sounds like they still own your house.
Yeah.
Why? What do they need a copy for it? You've paid for that.
Exactly. There's no mortgage. It's fully discharged.
I'd be. Oh.
I was
Yeah, that's
jumping
annoying.
up and down.
Very annoying.
A lot of calls and a lot of letters and nothing back to show for it, mate.
Commonwealth wank.
Yes, exactly right. So these new offerings will pop up, and then eventually it'll move from real estate to cars and art and all sorts of land, all sorts of different things.
It's insane.
And people will end up thinking they own something, but they may own nothing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when they come to sell it, nah.
Nothing to sell.
Oh, yeah, that token. That's not worth anything now.
Yeah. What do we like crypto? Somebody saying, oh, yeah, I'll buy you 2% of that.
Yeah.
They never do.
Nah.
They unspend the money on something else. It's open to fraud and
Yep.
So let us know what you think, everybody. We'd better go before it
The
gets
rain,
too dark in here
yeah.
and it started flogging down with rain and it's about 3 degrees.
Yes.
I can't believe you're sitting in. Thank God we got the fire
I
going.
know.
But
That's
yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah. Let us know what you think, everybody, about tokenization. We're interested in what you think.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.